Okay, it is, as you can see, January 4th, aka 2023 has already begun, and already, yeah, I mean, it hasn't been easier, to be honest. I had a bit of a issue with the black dress, and I had to kind of stop myself, push it aside, and I decided to work on the belt because I was feeling overwhelmed, but if I stopped, I would feel like I was wasting time. So that's what I did, and that's what I'm still working on. There are certain things that I'm actually quite okay with, and today I actually went back to the dress because I needed to make certain decisions, and if I didn't make those decisions, I couldn't move on. So that's what I did today, and yeah. Whew. The original belt was done quite fast, however the dimensions were the same. What I did this time was to cut them at the right length, take off the excess and sew it on. Also on the back it's the seam because I didn't want to have it on the sides, so I decided to push it in the back. I got these circle things for the original dress, however they were close to each other. For this upgrade, let's call it that way, I decided I want to change some things. First of all, I actually wanted to add a design that is going to hopefully be featuring in all the areas of the dress, which is this design. I made the base with a glue gun, and then with the paint I put it over. However, the paint that remains is just a guide in order for all of them to look the same. I used a brush to then go over it and fill it with the paint. That I think it looks actually quite nice. I think that with natural light it showcases quite nice the golden tones. Now, I don't know if you're wondering, probably you know, but I'm gonna explain it anyway. What I'm doing here is two things at once. I am attaching the green things, but I'm also attaching the circle better to the belt. The first thing that I did with all of them was to add this belt. This belongs everywhere and is in the center, which allows me to keep the circle with the belt. However, as you can see, it moves too much, and this is not a great thing. So, given that I have to attach these green sides, I begin with one side, and while I am attaching it, I'm also sewing with the belt. I try to avoid going too deep because I don't like it here to be shown too much, so I just try to do a simple stitch that again does everything, attaches the green part and adds the strength to the connection with the belt. Once I've done the full circle, then I basically just go back on the opposite way. So when I went up, now I go down, always come up to the center and move on to finish the whole circle. I try to hide as much as I can, again the stitches in the back, but also I try not to do it too strongly. It has of course to be well placed, but sometimes I think we have this idea that if we do a strong stitch it's going to last and do more. However, I have found that often not doing a stitch that is too strong sometimes blocks the possible changes that you may do, and often not also stretches the fabric in weird ways, and it ruins it actually more than it actually helps. As an extra addition that I decided to work on, I saw in a lot of the photo references that I had that often not you can see some of the seams. Well, sometimes I think we tried as much as we can to hide the seams and how you close things and the defects of something. Sometimes it is nice to see how they are. However, sometimes it is hard to actually do them. So what I decided to do was to add this slightly heavier string. This is more for embroidery. And what I did was to just add it on the sides of the belt. So I first go one side, basically how I do the circle as well. I do one side, the separation between one point and the other, it's not clear. I'm genuinely just doing it as I feel like it. And the main point is not so much to be perfect, it's more to give that idea that it is actually attached on the sides, even though, again, it is not. So once I finish one side, then I go back to the other side, going through the same holes. But because I'm going on the opposite side, it's going to kind of create a triangular, I like to call that, stitching that I think you can see better on this side that I already finished. I do have some ideas like adding a golden string around it. However, I'm not 100% certain about it. I don't want to exaggerate, and that would also require, of course, time, because this is things that I have to do by hand. So, in order for me to do something that would require this whole belt to be done, I need to be a little bit more certain. What I might do is to take just one side, maybe this part here, try it fast and see how it looks, and then if I am convinced, I do it with the rest of the belt. Otherwise, I just leave it as it is. However, this side already that I ended, I quite like it, so that's why I also wanted to finish this side. Hello, today is another day and I'm gonna be working on a very simple addition to the white dress. These are lacy panels. I think they should be curtains. I thought they were lovely because of the details, and here, I don't know if you can see this flower, and I don't know, I felt that it really matched the theme of the dress that I was going for. So I took some of these panels and I decided to add them. In this case, this one is in one of the sleeves, and I already added 3 panels to the skirt, the white skirt. So the idea is that the black dress over it is gonna open so you can see the bottom that looks basically like this. When it comes to lacy things, it's always important to not do a strong stitch, because unless you are doing a stitch that is closing it, aka you are actually going into each part, chances are you might be stretching it, and that might actually ruin the lace itself. So in this case, what I'm doing is just simply attaching it to the white part. So it is a very simple stitch. I don't want to stretch it too much. I don't want to do anything too harshly. I did thought about using tape. However, yeah, it's always better to use this, also because if you need to wash the clothes, because as you might have to do, often not that tape doesn't hold for too many washes, and if you are, for example, on the outside and it's going to get even more dirty, yeah, it's sometimes a stitch, even a simple one, is going to do wonders. Another beautiful thing about lace is because it already has so many beautiful details. When it comes to accessorizing it, you don't really need to do much. I'm still kind of wondering exactly what additions could I do, but in any case it wouldn't be too much, considering that it is beautiful as it is. Well, hello. Okay, so first of all, can't believe it's already like half of the month has already gone by. Kind of terrifying. Then I had been trying to work and stuff, like tiny things, delays, finishing the belt, all of that. And I decided to, because I was feeling it, decided to go back to the jacket, and I had put things together, and I was like, it's a bit messy, so I'm gonna undo everything and do it right, like do the seams right, the right color and all of that. I did so, and when I put it on, I realized it's uneven. So at this point, between being slightly sick and also my mental health being on thin ice, I said, yeah, we're just gonna roll with the punches, and I'm gonna put aside the design, the exact design that I had in mind, because clearly, yeah. So I mean, there's certain things that I am absolutely going to do, but I decided to just again roll with the punches. So I went, you know what, let's move on, and that's what I did. There have been a few modifications. Again, it's not center, it's on the side, but that's whatever. And I decided to start working on the accessories, and this is where it's a little bit tricky because so I had this lacy thing that I got and I love it. I think this design is beautiful. However, and these are the circles that I have put on the belt and also on the lace, by the way. The thing is though, this, of course, this camera doesn't show it, but these are different types of yellow. This is more of a golden, bright, Christmassy yellow, gold. This one is a bit more on the dark side, like a burnt yellow. Still gives golden, I mean both of them, but it's slightly different. So, I mean, I'm a bit annoyed by that. And what I want to do is try to add these circles to the black thing, but also this, because this is something that I wanted from the start, to sign certain parts of the jacket. So I need to kind of figure out how I'm going to do that. And yeah, we'll see what can I do during the rest of the month. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not mad about it. I added circles in here with the green touches, which are also on the belt as well as on the white sleeves, as well as the dress. I added on this lacy thingy again with the green. And yeah, I mean, as you can see here, there is this dodge that I painted golden in order to all the colors to match, because otherwise the color was a little bit more like a yellow, but like a burnt yellow, not fun. So I painted it golden, and yeah, this is I need to work on the additions basically. So for example, again, this, I thought about this, but I don't like it. I think I'm gonna put a golden button here, and I'm gonna attach this, like it should look like this after. And yeah, also additions to the white piece. Not exactly sure exactly what, because I don't want to exaggerate, but at the same time I feel that adding certain details, you know, it looks a little bit more expensive or like high class. I don't know how to explain it. So that's going to be my work for the next month, because January is already gone, which is kind of scary. So see you later.